So, in the series of learning C programming, we are discussing previous year GATE questions on functions. In the last video, we have discussed one question, and in this video also we will discuss this question that came into GATE 2000. So, the question was, you are given a code and you are asked like what is the value of J? What is value of J after the execution of this code? This was the question. You have to tell value of J, right? So, now we will discuss this question, we will try in this program and I will show you on my laptop also practically, right. But before that, I just want to tell you one thing. If you want to build a great career in software development, then you must think about the aspects like what's trending in the industry, the questions being asked in the interviews, what is the thought process behind the great application like Amazon, Flipkart, Zomato, Ola, and how to improve your Courtship ranking. So, here Unacademy brings you a platform where you can get access to weekly shows which you can watch live. And the host of these shows are working in some of the top companies like Google, LinkedIn, Amazon, are 7-star coders on CodeChef and industry experts with years of experience. So, here they are going to cover the content which would be really helpful for your career. Like in the live episodes, you can get opportunity to ask tech HRs about the top 20 questions being asked, and the industry leaders about the recruitment process in top startups and MNCs, what is the eligibility criteria and how to apply for them. You can also get your resume reviewed by the experts. And not only this, you can also participate into mock interviews and also learn courses on programming languages, cloud computing, blockchain and crypto, tech aspects of digital marketing and data analytics. And there is one more show where Aditya will cover the comparison in between Azure, AWS and GCP and what are the needs of cloud computing. He will also discuss networking, coding, DevOps and the certification for AWS. So, this show is definitely for the people who are enthusiastic to learn about cloud computing and how the infrastructure of cloud computing works. The detail of the show and the batch you will find in the link that I will put in the description box of this video. And don't forget to use my code JKL10 to get 10% extra discount on your paid subscription. So, now let us discuss this question. This was GATE question, 1 mark question, right. And see, whenever you see the code, don't just first of all look overall on the code and see like it's very lengthy, how you will solve this. No. What you need to do, you just have to follow the steps. And what are the steps? When you will execute this thing, right. First of all, where the control will go. I hope now everybody know the control will go where? To the main function, right. And one by one, just draw what is happening in this program. See, next line is int ij. It means you are declaring two variable I and j. It means first of all, when it is going to execute some two main functions, some memory would be allocated, and here we have declared two variable I and j. So, see, if you are a beginner, then better to draw something like this, step by step what is happening, better to draw that thing on your paper, on your copy, right. After that, if you have practiced many programs, then in your mind only, in your brain only, no need to draw on your paper, in your mind only, you just imagine this thing and you can solve the question. But first, better to draw something like this. So, two variable we have I and j, we haven't initialized the variable, so some garbage value would be there. Now, next line is for loop. Now, I is equal to 0, so in I we have 0. Condition true, 0 less than 4, yes, condition true, it means control will go here. So, in for loop we have only one statement, that is why we haven't written like they haven't written those curly braces, because in for loop they have just given one statement. Now, j is equal to this is what I hope now we are clear, this is what function calling, right. So, now where control will go? The definition part of the function. Here we have the definition part, right, and once control will go to the definition part, means some memory would be allocated to this function also, right. So, now what you are passing here I as an argument. Now, I value is 0, so you are passing 0. So, this 0 would be received this I by this I. So, here also we have what? One variable I, and here also we have 0. Now, enter here. Now, see, static int count. If I have written int count 0, it means you have declared one more variable count and initialized it with 0. But now they have given one more word, that is static. What does the static mean? Static means the lifetime of this variable would be throughout the program, and the static variable would be initialized only once. Whenever you call this function again and again, this function will hold, this variable count will hold its previous value. You cannot reinitialize the static variable again and again. Whatever I am saying, that you will come to know when we discuss the complete process of this program. See, now in count also we have 0. Count is equal to count plus I. Count plus I, 0 plus 0 is 0, and that would be stored in count, that is 0 only. Now return count, it will return 0. Where the control will go here? Now here, because here you are calling this function. So now that 0 would be stored in this j, right? So now in this j we have 0. And once control will go out of this function, it means what I have told you, whatever the variables in this function, that has been vanished. Here we have I and count. So this I is normal variable, so the memory would be freed. There is no I now. But count is static variable. Now see the difference. It will hold its value. It's not going to destroy it, right? It will hold 0 only, right? That is why I told you the lifetime of static variables are throughout the program, right? Now see, count is still 0. Now I plus plus, this I is in this main, so this I would become 1. 1 less than equal to 4, yes, condition true, again enter here. Again call the function, again control will go here. Now again I would be declared here. Now I will receive what? Now I value is this time 1, so 1 would be passed, so in this I we have 1. Int count is equal to 0, but here previous value is also 0. So we are not going to reinitialize it, right? It will hold its previous value only, right? Count plus I, 1 plus 0, 1, that would be stored in count, that is 1. It will return count, 1 it will return. So now in j we have 1, right? And once control will go out, this variable, this memory has been freed, but count will still hold its previous value, right? Now I plus plus, I becomes 2, condition true, again enter here, again we are going to call the function, and again one variable is I, and this I now this time will receive 2. But count is not going to initialize again by 0, it will hold its previous value because it's static. So 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 would be in count now, 3. It will return 3, now in j we have 3. Again I plus plus, now I becomes 3, condition true, again enter, again we are going to call this one. Now I, this time this will pass 3 as an argument because I value is 3, so it will receive 3. Now count plus I, 3 plus 3 is 6, so now in count we have 6, it will return 6. Now in j at this time we have 6. I plus plus, I becomes 4, 4 less than equal to 4, condition true, again enter, again we are going to call this function, and this time this I will receive 4. Count plus I, 6 plus 4 is 10, now in count we have 10, return 10, now 10 would be stored in j. I plus plus, 5, 5 less than equal to 4, no. Now exit from the for loop, and after exiting we just have closing braces, right? After returning, this I is no more now, right? But once exit from the loop means we don't have any statement, means the closing braces of main, exit from the program, and now this count would be vanished and this also vanished. But now after completing the execution, what is the value of j? This was the question. So j value is 10, right? So you can print it, because we are not printing any j value here, we are not using any printf statement. So if you want to see that j value is 10 or not, after this for loop here you just print j is equal to percentage d and j. Let me show you practical also. I hope you got the working of this also, this question. So gate question, this is simple question but little bit tricky, right? Let's run this question and see what output you are getting. So now see, this is the code and we are printing the value of j here in the main, just to check what is the value of j after executing this code. So now let me run this and check what output you will get. See, j is equal to 10, right? So I hope you got the working of this code. So in the next video, you will also see one more previous year gate question on function. So now I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.